I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to our YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. As you know, we have absolutely free 17,000 videos on YouTube channel and 400,000 subscribers. You're welcome to put your suggestions and problems as we create videos every day. So this one is on the request of my students who are taking IBT test. So this one is also the second test paper. We have already released the first yesterday. All of those who are really practicing for such exams, they can send an email to globalmathinstitute@gmail.com for a PDF. That will help. We have 10 questions to discuss. Let's go through them first. The very first one is relating to probability. The second one here is percentage, and this relates with percentages with average marks. Then the third one is also based on percentage but kind of reverse calculation. The fourth one is a word problem. How do we work with numbers is what explains this solution. And question number five is conversion of units, which is very important, converting from kilometers per hour to meters per second. And then we have a pattern. This number pattern is world famous number pattern. Good to know. Question number seven is a challenge question for you uh, at this level of grade 8. Question number 8 is also a challenge question. Excellent word problem. Question number 9 is a linear equation to be solved. And then we have question number 10, the last question here, which is a unit conversion. So now let's begin with the solution of these one by one. The very first one, probability. Find the probability of getting 5 or more from a fair dice when a fair dice is thrown. So dice is thrown means number of options, right? So number of options total are 6, right? And favorable options, right? Number of favorable. So 5 or more. So in a dice, as you know, we have only 6 options, correct? So total number is 6, favorable are 5 and 6, which are two options. So we get answer 1 over 3. And so C is the right option for us. Simple, straightforward question. Question number 2 here is Peter needs 90% as an average mark in math. At present, from the past 4 test papers, he has an average of 89%. So from 4 test papers, he has an average of 89%. Find the minimum percent mark for the fifth test to get at least 90%. That's your problem. So if you want 90% in 5, then multiply by 5, you get a total, right, which is 450. What you have is 89%, and that is from 4, right? So you can multiply this by 4. 4 times 9 is 36, and 3, 32 and 3 is 350. And take the difference, and when you take this difference, you get the answer as 94. So 94 is option B. So that is how we can solve this particular problem. Question number 3 here is the number 24 is what percent of 80? So we don't know. So what percent of 80 is number 24? You see, that is how we actually write a equation, right? So we don't know what percent is 20%, 30%, what percent. So we say x over 100, percent is always over 100, of means times 80 equals to 24. So this is a very simple way of looking at it. So x will be equal to 24 times cross multiply 100 over 80. See, I did not simplify anything with a purpose to show you exactly how do we get this answer, right? So You can now simplify. 8 goes 3 times. So this is how we could divide in fractions, right? So what you get is 3 times 10, which is 30. And of course, we have an option C, which is 30 in this particular case. So I hope so far the concepts are absolutely clear, right? Simple. Let's go to question number 4 now. Also remember, you can have a PDF from me that will give you practice, so I can give you a PDF of our test 1 and you can practice from there. Practice helps. Now, question number 4 is I am a number. So let the number be n. Add 13 to me. So let's say number is n, add 13 to me. So as we read, we can write an expression. I am a number n, add 13 to me. We just added. Divide the sum, this is called the sum, by 4. So divide the sum by 4. Makes sense, right? You end up with 23. So what you get is 23. What number am I? Okay, great. Now let's cross multiply and solve. Now this is kind of a proportion statement. So we will cross multiply by 4 on both these sides, you see. And so you get 23 times 4. So it's a linear equation in one variable n. 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 2 is 8, and 1 9. So n equals to 92 minus 13. Is it clear to you? And 92 minus 13, 12, and 8 minus 1 is 7. 79 is option C. All right, no difficulty, right? So read and write the expression to solve. Question number 5. Convert 90 kilometers per hour in meters per second. Now, this is very important conversion. Look at the steps which I am going to take. So 90 kilometers per hour. We want to get to meters, right? So 1 kilometer is 1000 meters. So we write like this: 1000 meters is 1 kilometer. You see? So why did I write like this? Since I can now cancel kilometer and kilometer, what am I left with? Meters. I still have this hours in the denominator. So 1 hour is equal to, we want seconds, right? 60 minute times 60, right? Now we got so many seconds. Minutes, right? 1 hour has got 60 minutes. Every minute has 60 seconds. So now you can see we can also cancel hour. What are we left with? Meters per seconds is what we are left with. So now we got all this. So let's simplify further. So 2 zeros will be taken care of by these. So we are left with 10 and 90. So 6 can be divided by 3. So 3 times 2, and that gives me 3 times 3, 30, right? We got 30 here. And we have got 12 here. 30, 6 times 5 is 30, correct? So see how systematically we are just dividing them, right? And so what we get is 50, and that also goes with 5. Great. So we get 25 meters per second. So try this, step by step, and you see how easy it is, systematic. That is what we mean. Work in steps, logical steps. Let's move on to question number 6. Which number comes next in this number pattern? 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Very famous sequence. Many of you must have seen this called Fibonacci sequence. How do we get the next number? Add previous two. To get the next. For example, if I add 1 and 1, I get 2. Do you see that? 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, and therefore the next number should be 5 plus 8, which is 30. Option B is the right option. Perfect. Now let's move on to question number 7. It's a very wordy word problem. Let's read it. Rent a Car is a company in business of renting vehicles. It has cars, vans, and jeeps. The ratio of jeeps to vans is 5 is to 6. So ratio of jeeps to vans is 5 is to 6. And the ratio of vans is to car is 3 is to 4. Okay. If there are 60 more cars than jeeps, so cars are more, right? So there are 60 more cars than jeeps. That means I'll write here cars equals to jeeps plus 60. Find the total number of vehicles operated by the couple. So all these equations are given to you. Now to relate them, as you can see, jeeps 5 and van 6, here we have 3, 4. We can write an equivalent expression. 3 and 4 could also be written as 6 and 8. You see that? Correct. Now we can write an expression for jeeps, vans, and cars, which is 5, 6, and 8. Perfect. So that becomes kind of a ratio between all the three. And this is also a very important strategy when we are working with two different kinds of ratios which lead to three. Right? Perfect. Now, this also tells you that if whatever number we have, it will be x times, right? So total will be how much? Total will be 5 plus 6, 11, 11 plus 8, 19, right? So 19. So for every 19 vehicles, we have 5 jeeps, 6 vans, and 8 cars. Right. Now we are also given that cars are jeeps plus 60. We have got 60 more cars than jeeps, right? So that's another expression. So that can help us to get the number of cars, right? So we know jeeps and cars is 5 and 8. So we could have this times x. So we don't know exactly. So it's a ratio, right? So x, 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 and 19x. Now that means that cars is 8x. So we can write 8x equals to jeeps is 5x, right? So 5x plus 60. So that will give me what is x, right? So 8 minus 5 is 3x is 60. And that gives you that x is equal to 60 divided by 3, which is 20. So we know 20 is a number, right? So the total is 19 times 20. You get the whole idea, right? Slightly difficult question. Go through it once again. So total is 19 times 20, correct? So 380, right? So option B is the right option. That is how we are going to solve this particular problem. So go through it once again, and always you can send an email to me for further justification or similar questions for practice. These are the type of questions which are going to make a difference, whether you get IB program or not, right? So remember that. So these are critical questions for your selection. Question number 8. Alice can paint 1000 meter of fence in 20 hours. Alice and Ben together can paint the same in 4 hours. How many hours will Ben alone take to paint 1000 meters? So let's say Alice can paint in A hours, Ben in B hours. Okay, so these are the two people. It's a rate problem. If you are painting fast, you will take less time. So it's 1 over A, right? So Alice can paint 1000 meters. We'll say 1000 meters a particular quantity of chalk. And that is done in 20 hours. In 1 hour, how much, right? So in an hour, Alice can do 1 by 20th of the job, right? So all 1000 meters is painted in 20 hours, and in 1 hour, 1/20th. Similarly, if Ben can paint in B, then be 1 over B, right? Correct. So that is the whole idea. And we want that Alice and Ben together can paint it in 4 hours. So 4 times this, correct? So 1 over 20 plus 1 over B, which is for Ben's. So because in 4 hours we do the whole job, in 1 hour, 1/4 of the job they are going to do. That is how we get these kinds of equations. Correct? Go through it once again and see how do we solve it. Right? Now we'll find b. So 1 over b equals to 1 over 4 minus 1 over 20. Common denominator of 20, right? 4 times 5, so 5 minus 1, which is 4 over 20. Correct. So b is basically equal to 20 over 4, which is 5. And so we get the answer 5, which is option B for us. Perfect. Go through it once again. Extremely important question. This is where you make a huge difference, right? All of the questions which you've seen, especially the first 4 and 5, are the starters. Okay, great. Now, question number 9. So, this is a very good set of questions which makes all the difference. My students get in IB programs and then I teach them IB program. Perfect. You can always send an email to globalmathinstitute@gmail.com. Also, feel free to watch my videos on YouTube. 17,000 free videos. I think highest in the world. Now we have 2x minus 4y equals to 8. Find area of a triangle formed by the above line and the coordinate axis in unit square. It's a very difficult question. Now, the idea here is that let's try to understand how we are going to form this particular area, right? So, this equation also tells us that there is a line which could be uh, some of you might know it. We have to find where does it cross the x-axis and where does it cross the y-axis. So on x-axis the y value is 0. So on this equation find when y value is 0, right? So 4 times 0 equals to 8. So 2x equals to 8 and x equals to 8 over 2, which is 4. We get one value 4 on the x-axis. This is called x-intercept. Now, let's find the value on the y-axis putting x equals to 0. So, in the first case, we have put y equals to 0. Now, we'll do x equals to 0 to find the y-intercept. Okay. So, when x is 0, so we get minus 4y equals to 8 and y equals to 8 over minus 4, which is minus 2. So, we get this line here, point. And when we connect this, we get the line. So this is minus 2 for us, and that is 4 for us. And you see an area of the triangle. This triangle we are interested in. Area is half base into height, and you can say this base is 4 and this height is 2, right? So it is half of base is 4 and 2. So 4 is the answer. We get C as our answer for this particular question. You see that? That is how this question should be solved. One of the most difficult questions which you can get on this test paper. You have to go slightly ahead of where the other students are. Lines is a topic of grade 9, but you should know it in grade 8 to really get into IB programs. Great. The last question here, which is unit conversion. I've seen most students making a huge mistake in this. We want to now convert 1 meter cube into centimeter cube. So 1 meter cube we want to convert to centimeter cube, right? So what is 1 meter? 1 meter is 100 centimeters, right? So 1 times meter is 100 centimeters. So 100 centimeter cube. Now when you cube 100, 100, 100, 100, right? Do you see that? We get 100 times 100, 100, right? Do you see how many zeros are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 1 million, right? So it is 10 to the power of 6 centimeter cube. You see how I just written, I should not write like this. I should write 100 times 100 makes more sense, right? So 1 million centimeter cube, right? So that is the answer, and part D is the right answer for this. With that, we are going to end the solution to our test 2 for IBT grade 8. I hope you find it very interesting. All the best for your exam, and feel free to contact us either by email or on the website. And for tuition, I do teach you, and I do give you discounts when you go through our website. Perfect. Have a great day. Happy Teachers' Day to most of my friends and those who have devoted their life in teaching. Thank you and all the best.